Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to talk to you about traveling, and actually one aspect of traveling, aka accommodation. And I'll start with a personal example. This summer, I spent 1 week in Valencia, 2 weeks in Provence, and 1 week in the heart of Transylvania, unfortunately not chasing vampires, but interpreting for the International Theatre Festival. And I didn't pay a dime. Now, I'm not the best locksmith in the world, so I wasn't picking locks. The question is, how did I spend all this time abroad without paying anything? Well, I used the sharing economy. And I'm going to talk to you about 3 aspects of the sharing economy. Let's call it aspect A, B, and C. The first one, A. The sharing economy, where you pay nothing is taken, nothing is given, right? If you ever heard of couch surfing, you might know what I'm getting at. Couch surfing is a website where you are literally invited on someone's couch. But I just realized that I'm too old for couches, and despite the fact that we hosted hundreds of young people on our couch, we decided to go for an older version of couch surfing, and we are members of Servas. Servas is an organization that was started actually in 1949, after the Second World War, where people started worrying about the possibility of a third World War. And they came up in Denmark with this crazy idea. What if we open our houses to other people, we get to know them, we get to know their culture, and thus make a third world war impossible? This is how Servas started. Servas, by the way, for the linguists in you, has a very interesting etymology, because it comes from Esperanto. It means to serve. And with Servas, we traveled around Italy, in Slovenia, in Austria, and we met exceptional people who opened their houses to us, and they hosted us. Becoming a member is a little bit old-fashioned. You need to find a local representative, talk about your aims. So it's not all about, getting a free bed somewhere. Okay, it's all about what are your social objectives, where your mind is at, if you know what I mean. Okay, so try it out. It's a wonderful organization. Now, you remember I mentioned couch surfing a while ago. We stopped being members, actually, because last year with the whole pandemic, couch surfing decided to make even hosts pay. And so we kind of, abandoned it, because we said, why should we pay to host people in our houses? And we went towards more grassroots movements, such as Welcome to My Garden. I kid you not, there is a German girl in my garden as we speak. Trust roots and be welcome. And this concludes my little presentation about point A. Virtually no money is given or taken, except for, membership fees. And we go to point B, the one I mentioned at the beginning of my speech, Valencia and Provence and Sibiu in the heart of Transylvania. Home exchange. The principle is simple. You pay a membership fee. For beginners, it's roughly around 150 euros. Since it's my 5th year with them, I actually pay about 117. And let's imagine you want to go to, as I said, Valencia. You see a map, you put on in your dates, you choose your location, and you contact the hosts. I discovered this way lots of interesting places that I would have normally not discovered in a hotel room. You pay by you pay with points, basically. So when you receive people, when you host people at your house, you get points. When you go around the world, you spend points. We actually spent 1 month away this summer, and I think we managed to spend about 2,000 points, and we still have about 2,000. So if you have any ideas about interesting destinations, do tell me. I'm on a spending spree. And this is the category, the B section, where I feel probably most comfortable, because it's, well, you know, an adult who wants to travel in interesting places, but not too much hassle or tents or bikes. Too lazy for that. The last category of the sharing economy used to be a thing called Airbnb. Welcome, category C. I actually opened a bed and breakfast here in Trieste, in Italy, where I live. That was before the pandemic. And I was very enthusiastic about Airbnb because it started in such a, ooh, we want to share the world with you. In a nutshell, after being a host for many years, I just realized it's just a place where people sell their rooms or their houses. It's no different from Booking or other channels, okay, for hosts. Still, it's a wonderful way to meet, sometimes to find sometimes strange places that you would not normally find, like a barn or something. So depending on your age, your interests, your aims when traveling, remember you have A, B, or C to keep you company. I will never forget my last night in Provence. I miscalculated my days, my 2-week tour of Vence, Avignon, Luberon, and Nice. And I just realized I forgot to book a night. And I desperately looked for hosts on our last night in France. And we found this wonderful couple, teachers. They spent 14 years in Réunion and other islands teaching. They were both teachers. And we spent the most wonderful night in their house overlooking Nice from a wonderful infinity pool as home exchangers. No regrets there. That's all from me.